Hello, everyone. If this is your first time here, thank you for tuning in. And if you're a regular listener, welcome back. I'm really glad you're here today. In this episode, we're going to talk about something that often feels intimidating, confusing, and sometimes even inaccessible: research, especially starting research programs at the student level, and why this matters so much for IMGs. Now, if the word research already makes you feel overwhelmed, don't worry, you're not alone. A lot of medical students, especially international medical graduates, assume research is only for people at big universities, or that you need connections, funding, or PhD level background to even get started. Today, I want to gently challenge that idea. We'll talk about why research matters according to NRMP data, what research experience really means for students, how IMGs can realistically start research early, and how to think about research not as a checkbox but as a skill. Let's get into it. Why research matters. What the NRMP data tells us. Let's start with the question everyone asks: does research actually matter for the match? According to data published by the National Resident Matching Program, research experience is consistently associated with higher match rates, especially in competitive specialties. If you look at NRMP's charting outcomes in the match, you'll notice a few important patterns. Matched applicants, on average, report more research experiences than unmatched applicants. This trend exists across both U.S. graduates and IMGs, and it becomes even more pronounced in competitive fields like internal medicine subspecialties, surgery, radiology, and dermatology. Now here's a key point that often gets misunderstood. NRMP does not only count published papers. When they talk about research experiences, they include research projects, abstracts, posters, case reports, manuscripts in progress, quality improvement projects. So research is broader than just having publications in top journals. What NRMP data really reflects is engagement with academic medicine, showing that you can ask questions, analyze data, and contribute to knowledge. And for IMGs, research becomes especially important because it helps compensate for limited U.S. clinical exposure, gaps in networking, differences in grading systems. In other words, research is one way to help level the playing field. Why start research at the student level? Now let's talk timing. A lot of IMGs start thinking about research after graduation, often when they're already preparing for STEP exams or planning U.S. electives. But starting research at the student level, even in your first or second year, gives you three major advantages. First, time. Research takes time, not weeks, months, sometimes years. Starting early allows you to learn slowly without pressure, make mistakes and improve, build continuity instead of rushing projects just for the CV. Second, skill development. Research teaches you things that exams don't: how to read papers critically, how to write clearly, how to work in teams, how to accept rejection, because yes, it happens. These skills matter not just for residency, but for your entire medical career. Third, stronger mentorship. When you start early, mentors don't see you as someone who just needs a letter quickly. They see you as a learner, and that changes the relationship completely. What research looks like at the student level, realistically. Let's make this practical. Student-level research does not mean running randomized controlled trials. Some very realistic and valuable options include: 1. Case reports and case series. This is one of the most accessible ways for students to start. If you're doing clinical rotations or electives, interesting case, rare presentation, unusual complication, strong learning point. That's research. Many IMGs underestimate how impactful well-written case reports can be, especially early on. 2. Retrospective chart reviews. These projects are common in hospitals and academic centers. They involve reviewing existing patient data, identifying patterns, answering focused clinical questions. You don't need funding, you need organization and attention to detail. 3. literature reviews, and systematic reviews. These are excellent for students who don't have direct patient access, are studying remotely, want to build strong academic writing skills. They also help you deeply understand a topic, which shows during interviews. 4. Quality improvement projects. QI projects are often overlooked but highly valued. They focus on improving patient care, reducing errors, enhancing workflows. Residency programs love this because it shows you think like a resident already. The IMG challenge and how to work around it. Let's be honest for a moment. IMGs face real barriers: limited access to mentors, fewer institutional resources, visa issues, lack of guidance. But here's the encouraging part. Many successful IMGs started research by emailing faculty politely and consistently, volunteering for unpaid research roles, collaborating with peers, using online research mentorship platforms, publishing with international teams. The key is initiative. Programs don't expect IMGs to have perfect CVs. They expect effort, growth, and commitment. How to start a research program as a student. If you're listening to this and thinking, okay, but where do I actually start? Here's a simple framework. Step 1. Pick one area of interest. You don't need to choose your final specialty. Just pick something you're curious about. Internal medicine, public health, surgery, medical education. Interest matters more than strategy at this stage. Step 2. Find one mentor. One mentor is enough. This could be a faculty member at your medical school, a resident or fellow, a physician you met during electives, a researcher you connected with online. Don't ask for research opportunities. Ask to learn. That wording makes a big difference. Step 3. Start small and finish something. One completed project is better than 5 unfinished ideas. NRMP data does not reward intention. It reflects completed experiences. A word about numbers and pressure. One thing I want to be very clear about. NRMP statistics show averages, not requirements. More research experiences are associated with higher match rates, but quality matters, consistency matters, reflection matters. You don't need to chase numbers. Programs can tell when research is meaningful and when it's just padding. Final thoughts. If there's one takeaway from today's episode, it's this. Research is not about being exceptional, it's about being engaged. Starting research at the student level gives IMGs confidence, credibility, and a voice in academic medicine. And no matter where you're starting from, it is possible. If you found this episode helpful, please follow American Academy of Research and Academia on Spotify and share it with someone who might need it. And remember, you're not behind, you're building. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode.